on to close combat.
Real quickly, I'm going to put a poll. We're going to be rating someone or... Yeah, rating them.
Good point, Jake. I didn't want to say
Afterwards, I'm going to say... Nuzlocke or...
Also, we didn't take into account skill. So that's
Yeah,
thing. But for,
no
for
skill.
any division. Yeah.
Yeah, skill was not included at all, and I will mention that again when we get to the close combat power rankings, because who I consider the second most skilled coach in the division is very low rated in terms of his draft.
Yeah.
And you have...
Yeah, I mean, like, anyone could win the title in any division, but especially for D1 this applies. So
Close combat, everyone's a contender. I can see literally I don't want to say any team. I can see anyone making playoffs. There's a couple drafts that have some flaws, which we will get into.
Yep.
Yeah. If we took skill into account, this would be a very different power rankings for all the divisions.
Yeah, well, I mean, not that we'd have much to go off of for the lower divisions. They would just be, returners at the top, new people at the bottom based on their drafts, who don't know how good they are.
Alright, guys, there's a poll. Vote for either Nuzlocking or battling for us to raid someone afterwards. And without further ado, let's go ahead and start with number 16 in D1, which is going to be Miniman.
Unfortunately, our last season's runner-up just did not do a good job drafting this time.
Yeah, and unanimously, actually,
well, no,
not unanimously. I put 15, Snowman 15, Endless 15.
I would have put him 16, but I omitted myself. Just saying.
Yeah, that honestly was the only determining factor. Like, that was the thing holding him back.
So,
Miniman could play. Like, again, we're gonna emphasize this enough.
He'll make this work, but I think the draft is really bad. So, I guess I'll start maxing out at 110 speed. Nice, not good. Really not good. And let me pull it up. Max at 110 speed. I don't know our DNC. Mega DNC is amazing, but it's not good to be your top speed mon. No grounded poison hurts. Hippo, Jellicent, Chestnut all despise toxic spikes. And Mandibuzz being your only remover means it's gonna have 4 move slot syndrome a lot of weeks. It's going to have 4 move slot syndrome because it's going to be forced to defog every time. It's going to want defog, foul play, knock, U-turn, roost, whirlwind. It's like it's going to be really hard on Mandibuzz. Is going to be super pressured here.
Yeah. This team looks like the team that runs Scarf. I'm sorry.
Scarf for everything, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, Endless pretty much said that. I mean, again, like, I have to say it's like the billionth time again. Skill doesn't matter. He still has the tools to like win win matches. It's just like damn, like. Ugh.
There's also just not a lot of synergy here, like at all.
Yeah, he breaks a lot of things very well, but like Diancie and G Darm do not have both. They're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna like start risking stuff and like then take a hit and like that's it. So that's
like there are a couple of things I like about this team. Entei is a great partner for Darm and Diancie because it just breaks steals to hell and high water. And Chestnut spike support is really nice because like Waylay, Diancie love their spikes as the Darm. So I do think it's not a bad. No, I do think it's a bad team, but like I think he'll make it work.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, Sky, nice in the chat, Sky. Love you, man.
What the hell? Yeah, that's all I have to say about it.
Yeah, there's not much more to say here.
Yeah, I would like to like say things about it, like, oh yeah, it could break and it has Pokemons.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, Minnie seems to be mad in chat. If you just prove us wrong, make finals again with this team, it'll impress us even more than last time.
Yeah, honestly,
I just don't think it's going to. I just don't know if it's going to happen with this.
Win number 1.
Yeah.
Get number 1, Minnie. You got this.
Okay, my bad. Okay, cool. Hey,
all right.
On to number 15.
Number 15 is Michael.
The other half of the duo.
Yeah. The D2 finalist, Michael.
There it is. Yep.
Sorry, Michael.
So, Michael, for rankings, we had Trap put Michael in last at 16th, Snowman at 15th, and I put him up at 14th. I put him at 14th, right above Minnie.
Yeah. Not
Michael,
good.
that's so funny.
I'll be honest, Michael, this is not your best work.
Yeah, you had the most broken draft of the last season, and now you're like, yeah, it's okay.
Oh my god, his draft last season was so busted.
Yeah, like it's the polar opposites, to be honest.
I guess I'll start with the exact words I wrote in my notes. I legitimately did not know it was possible to draft a team this slow.
That's exactly what I said too. I was like, why is it so slow?
Yeah,
Your highest speed is like Megachomp. No, your highest speed is Zatu and Haunter at 95. I'm sorry, but that is abhorrent. Also, Venusaur has no place on this team. Venusaur without Sun is just bad. Like, if you're going, just draft Vileplume. It's better than Venusaur if you don't have Sun.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but it is in every single way. I will say the offense is solid and wears down each other's checks decently well, but like triple ground, despite it being my favorite typing, I don't agree with that here. And Mega Chomp Sand is just bad. I'm sorry. Mega Chomp Sand is bad.
He did bring up the point of pre-Mega Chomp is faster than Mega Chomp.
Okay, yes, but it's still no item chomp.
It's no item chomp versus Mega Chomp, and I feel like Mega Chomp wins out there in most matchups.
Depends on the game. Depends on the game state.
In most, I believe it would win out there, but I mean, like
The only matchup this team has, like, and it's only versus defensive teams, like Garchomp Mega would usually be like the best, but he just saw like, why? That's usually that's my thought when I saw this draft. I'm like, why did you pick this in this order? What was the point of this? Like, you could fix this with trades, for sure. But this is something you should do transactions like now.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree. This team can definitely. Yes, Michael, they don't share the same. Well, I mean, yeah, they don't share the same weakness, but still, like, you can get better value in your slots. Also, round 5 Gastrodon is very suspect.
Yeah, I mean, you did get T-Tar and Scissor later on. I mean, honestly, you could just drop Drill, and you'd be better off. And trade Venusaur
Pretty sure wasn't. Yeah, like, I'm trying to think. Was Seismitoad still around when he picked Gastrodon? Let me check the doc. Seismitoad was still around when he picked Gastrodon. That's really suspect to me.
Yeah, Seismitoad's just better out.
In pretty much every way, yeah.
Yeah, it's just
okay.
So
do we have any comments on this?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Let's get on to number 14, which is Gliscor.
GG. Oh man, this is a step above the other ones.
I'm very sad to say about GG because he's an amazing player, but his draft just is not the best this time.
Every player in close combat is really good.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And then you have like, it's just based off of their drafts.
Yeah, so anyone can do well here.
Yep.
Trap, do you want to start us off on GG?
Well, yeah. Well, he has speed tiers. He has I mean, I rated them. I think I rated them at 12th. I rated him the highest, I think.
Yeah, it was 12th for Trap. 6. Snowman put this last. I put it up at 13th.
I think this definitely is a step above the other ones. For example, there's synergy, and there's actual speed, and there's Sobro P2 is pretty decent defensively. Like, it's not going to stop all the offenses, but it's pretty decent defensively. Has good speed tiers. Has Landoi Mega Mall is the best breaking core, or at least one of the best breaking cores you could get, especially in the first 2 rounds. That's a fantastic.
Yeah, that's an insane breaking core. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how
Weavile is very fast. Obviously, Weavile is a really good fast mon. With Crobat, I mean, whatever they do, different roles. Serp is a very good enabler.
Yep.
Again, I kept talking about it enough. It's a very good enabler. Galvantula, this team does appreciate webs a little bit with Maul and Lando.
Like, I would agree. Yeah, webs are fine here.
Megas. And Kadabra, I mean, even though he's just gonna run like Sash counter, it's all right. I felt like the main weakness with this team is combination which is not being as good. a lot of things are like, for example, like granted Kadabra isn't that important, but there's a lot of things you could have like swapped out in order to make this team better. Like things aren't really as necessary. Like Gavantula isn't too necessary, and Blaziken. I mean, Blaziken's a good breaker, but you already have like two like of the best breakers in the game. So you could have just gone for more bulk or something else that would have like you could have just gone for better picks.
Yeah. I'm definitely interested to see what his free agents are going to be because I don't think he's not going to use them.
So, a couple things here for me. Speed drop from 101 to 80, which doesn't sound like that much, but 100s and 95s both get boosting natures on that, which is rough for this team. Also, no grounded poison is unfortunate because Slowbro and Porygon 2 both despise toxic spikes, like with a burning passion. And it's not the end of the world. I would have liked to see Wish for Mega Mawile to keep it healthy, but like that's not gonna make or break the draft. And also, like having its own T-Spikes would have been really nice here, just to wear things down to make your 80% breaker hits into actual kills. Would be really appreciated.
Yeah.
But overall, like Wando Mawile pair insanely well. Like that pairing is going to do a lot of work.
Yep.
And then the momentum to get them in is very good. And like Trav said, the webs are very nice here. So I don't think this is a bad team. I think it's just more flawed than the others.
For sure. All right. At 13th place is Ren.
Hey, I guess I'll start on this one.
Oh, actually, with Rin, we ranked them generally in the same area. I was 14th, Snowman was 12th, and Endless was 11th, so lower half.
Yeah.
We definitely agreed more with this one.
Yeah. So Rin, I'll start with speed. 200 drops to 110. No one is creeping fucking Regieleki, I'm sorry. So your speed basically caps at 110, which we've already gone into the problems with that a lot of times today.
Yeah.
And then also dropping from 92 to 61 is a huge speed drop, and it will be abused by any mid-speed Pokemon.
Yeah.
Other than that, another big ding I had was your only two rockers are Shuckle and Crook, and Shuckle sucks. So like you're gonna be
running. What do you mean? Shuckle's amazing.
Games. No, Shuckle is horrible. it's just Taunt Father. It's passive. It's just bad. So you're gonna be running Rocks Crook every single game pretty much, which means you can't scarf it as easily. You can't run like bulk up power trip sets. It really isn't great. And then also Steeler without T-Spikes. I maybe I'm too high on T-Spikes, but I think they just win games in draft, and Steeler would have really liked it. But generally, like the team itself isn't horrible.
No, it's not.
Aldino has a Wish Patch, it's actually alright with regen.
Aldino's fine.
I mean, I'm a Gen 6 player in Aura, so I rated it a little higher, but I don't think it really fits this team. Seeing that you already have a Lucky as an enabler, and like. Sure, having the depth is useful, and like you could definitely run like White Herb. The thing is, like at that point, you want to have like just a better Mon, like a better like rocks options in general.
Yeah. Especially
judging how your team's an offensive team, and I would really appreciate it. But in this team, Gengar like is nasty. Steela Prim is pretty decent, but yeah. I mean, like it could definitely do good. I mean, you fucking won. You got the logo. There's that.
I do think Gengar Crook. I do think Gengar Crook are really nice teammates for Gallade because they break down bulky cycles for it. So I think that was done well here for sure. You built a team that can enable Gallade well. I just think the rest of the team around it isn't great.
All right. So for 12th, we have Devin.
And this is the one where I'm going to preface, I think Devin is the second best player skill-wise in this division, and his draft does not represent how well I think he's going to do. Because I think he is going to kick most of our butts.
Probably.
I'm not in this division, so I can't even say that.
Oh, right, Trav, you're lucky in that. Anyway,
yeah, I'm not going to get my butt kicked by him.
Do you want to start off on Devin? Oh, wait, rankings. So for Devin, Trav had him at 10th, Snowman had him 13th, I had him 12th. So yeah,
basically,
Trav, feel free to
really
get started.
Yeah, sure. His team is, I mean, we just talked about Rin, but I mean the same thing can be compounded onto this. No one is gonna creep for Deoxys speed at all. No offense.
And
So
your speed, and you're even dropping to 110 after that. You're dropping to 100 to Vulcan
that
Medi.
is huge because like that's like oh shit like your team, even though like it has like good bulky pivots, like really good bulky pivots, like you're gonna have a really hard time doing that. You have to worry about that. Another thing to worry about, for example, like Ray eats this team alive. For example, on matchup, there's a lot of like HO eats this team up on matchup. Ironically enough, even though it has a Deoxys speed and a Mega Medi, I still think like HO does very well, which is this team. Its defense, as previously stated, well, I mean it's a bulky offense team, so that's not really the focus.
I mean,
But,
I would
it's
say
gonna
it's
get-
I would argue it's more an HO team with a couple bulky pivots.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, like because like and even because like that's the thing, like if you're gonna run like bulky offense, like you want to have more like just slightly more bulk, but even so, it's like bulk can't do anything. It's gonna like die to a lot more things anyway.
I talked to him. He said he was going for HO when I talked to him about it. So I think
Fair
he
enough.
did an okay job of that. One thing I noticed
yeah.
that is his dragon switching is Bisharp. So like
His
any
speed.
dragon faster, any dragon above 100 speed is going to tear Steam apart. Like, look at this team and tell me what its Garchomp answer is. I will wait because it does not have one.
Also,
Swords
the
Dance-
110 is just huge.
Swords
Like,
Dance,
Galleon
Scale Shot,
and-
Garchomp. Swords Dance, Scale Shot, Garchomp eats this alive. The Laddies eat this alive if they predict the Bisharp switch or they sub on the Sucker Punch. Any dragon that
it
outspeeds
doesn't-
bulk just goes in.
Guys, one thing I'm just gonna like chat. I don't think having like if you're going for a hyper offense team, you don't need to have every single type to switch in every single thing.
But you need a fairy. I still
Yeah,
think you
but
need a
fairy is
fairy.
very-
I
it's
think
just
you need a
so- it's
fairy on
just
every
a
draft,
different
realistically.
I would agree. Fairy is one of like the 6 types I think in drafts in this.
Fairy is just so versatile.
Yeah, so but I mean, that's the thing. Speed and the lack of dragon switches, but honestly, I love this team. I just don't think it's that good.
I don't
The
think it's
priority is
Yeah.
amazing. The momentum to get a Mad Champ is amazing. The team supports Volcarona very well. And I'm sure
Nice.
Devin will use all those strengths to his advantage and do very well with this team. I just think there are certain things that he's going to really struggle with.
Devin
Yeah,
Ninos.
like I said, like HO versus HO that like the other if your opponent uses HO like speed control like tailwind, trick room, weather, terrain boost, it's like that's gonna get ran through, but still competent team, I guess. It could definitely win. For sure. Like it's definitely big. It's a step up him and Rin are a step above the other ones.
Yeah, like what Hayes said in chat. Hayes said in chat he really likes this on paper. I really like this on paper too. I just think there are some notable issues. But
Yeah.
overall, it's a really
Yeah.
strong team, and Devin is still going to go ham. So there we go. That's
We will
12.
see.
All right, let's get
Yeah.
to number 11, who is Sammy.
Yeah, so Sammy, for our rankings, Trap had him 13th, and Snowman had him 11th. I had him up at 10th. And also, one thing to note, remember on my rankings, all my rankings, at least until I mentioned where I would be, all the rankings below where I would have put myself, even though my ranking for myself didn't count, are basically one slot above where I would have actually put them. But anyway, on to Sammy's team. So, Trap, do you want to go first or should I?
I'll go first since you already went first last time.
Sure.
It's a Dragapult. So I mean that's already a W.
That's a good start.
Dragon Bolt's the
Dragon
best
Bolt.
start you can make.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bolt, Scissor, Pex, Scissor Pex, Scissor Pex DOD coach is actually a pretty solid defensive core. His speed is actually alright with Heliolisk and Sneasel, though the whole like damage bolting 100s is a big thing. You know what I mean? And when you're trying to have a defense, right? You're trying to like limit speed boost, like damage boosting as much as possible. That's a big issue here when you have a defense this bulky.
Yeah, it's true. Base 100s won't always respect DOD.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It'll be up on YouTube, Rin.
I don't. I mean,
And
he
I'll
has
make sure that you
I
know.
don't really like Rapidash that much. I mean, I understand why it's there, but it's like, I mean, I just don't. I think Rapidash is a little overpriced, but I mean, that's just me. But yeah, talking about is good. Surfetched also is a little. There's definitely.
I'm a big Surfetch fan personally. Oh, did I?
Is that all we have to
Get out of
say?
Yeah, my bad. I forgot.
Is that everything?
Yeah, I was drinking water.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
well, that's really the positives I can think of. I mean, Dragon Scissor is still nutty. Pex DOD is also good, even though it's gonna get combi.
Yeah. So I guess my first thing is the rockers are DOD and Rhydon's not coming very often. And Dio is passive as all get out. So that's a bit suspect for me. And also, I mean, this team is, if you look at the offense, it has a lot of physical offense and not as much special. But I mean, that's a minor thing. I still think this is a good team. Like, Pex plus Polt is a classic core. Works really well, especially with all the knockoff he has on his team. Makes it super nice to get rid of boots for his stacking to wear things down for Dragapult. Lots of momentum. Dragapult loves the support of both spikes. Also, Jake makes a good point. Yeah, it's usually better to have a 9-point than a bad 4 and a 5. Like, upgrading Rhydon to like a 9-point ground, like an 8-point ground, would be really nice here.
Yeah, especially when
overall, I think this
both
team
the
is fine.
5 and the 4 have
like
the
we've
same
said a lot,
moves.
every team in close combat is good, except like the bottom 3.
Every team in close combat, I didn't have a problem with, other than like the bottom
3.
2. But I mean, they're gonna play well. Who cares?
Trap, thoughts on Sammy's team?
Well, things like they could fix. Yeah, a lot of it is like 5-point mons. Like, they don't really serve that much of a purpose, and I'd rather get better picks. That's pretty much.
I think Tangela serves a purpose. I think Tangela is fine.
Tangela, yeah. Right on. I mean, yeah, but again, like you were saying, you could just get a better rocker. That's like a higher tier.
Better rocker, better ground type. Just drop the Rapidash.
Yeah, right.
Sad that the horse has to drop.
That's interpreted. Yeah, that's about it.
Right. Well, let's get on to number 10, who is Burigo.
Yeah, I put Burigo at 8. Snowman put it at 10th, and this also put him at 8th. So very middle of the pack type of draft.
We're actually hitting a pretty big jump here. Sammy had an average score of 11.3, and Burigo has an average score of 8.7.
Yep.
And going on from here on out, it's more of a linear progression. So it's kind of, I don't want to say all the teams are close, but like the step from spot to spot going from here on out will be pretty small.
Yeah.
In each individual step. So, Trap, you are going to Burigo's team?
Yeah, sure. Torn, Zerature, Needle King. That's really, really good. Let me right off the bat, that's fantastic. Snorlax, Snorlax Empo is a very good low tier core. But on this offensive team, you're not gonna some matchups you're not gonna want to do Wish. Guard has Wish, but that's not really the best Wish passer. Some of the cons I see right off the bat, Breloom is really enabling, especially for like nasty plot Thorn, like sub Kyurem, sub Zero. That's really good. The big problem, one of the big problems first off is I just don't like Mega Absol on this team.
I don't like it in general, but especially not here.
I don't think Absol should have gotten Mega.
It's here just for the speed tier.
Pretty much, and to be a dark, but it's not going to switch into Psychic or Ghost hits. And sure you have Snorlax and Empoleon for those, but still, I guess Mega Absol's not terrible on this team, but not great.
Yeah, Explosion also is just here for the speed tier.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And I usually don't like having mons like that unless it's it's a one low tier Electro that are on the Selgor, which actually have use.
This team is
that's pretty much it.
This team is super weak to fire moves in general.
Yeah.
It's Dragoning, it's water or neutral. Its fire resists are Thick Fat Snorlax and Typhlosion, and Typhlosion doesn't count because Typhlosion and a coverage move blows it back.
So the Mega Arrow, that's just a specific matchup, but it's insanely weak versus Mega Arrow. Need to know. And Garchomp. Yeah.
Yeah, I do think this team has a lot of upsides. The top 4 is a very strong offensive core. Yep. And just in pairings, Kyurem plus Zero is really good. Tornadus plus Nidoking is really good.
on Snowman. How you feel?
And then
about
I mean, I feel the exact same way. I mean, it's middle tier. Let me find my exact notes on him. There was something I said about him. Okay. So, I believe the team is, like, slow. I mean, obviously not Tornado Starion or Zerora, but the rest of the team is kind of...
I mean, Mega Absol's 115.
Mega
He's got good
Absol,
speed
too.
items.
In my opinion, I mean, like, I wouldn't have picked Mega Absol, but I mean, like, obviously... Physical type, ground types I wrote down. I don't know why that I wrote that down. Or ice types. Definitely fire types. I should have wrote that down. I feel like physical ground may be a small problem, but not as bad as
Yeah, he doesn't
fire
have
type.
he doesn't have a good earth. He doesn't have a good edge quake.
Yeah, he doesn't have a good earthquake or
Ooh.
what's the other one?
Like Breloom resists edge quake, but it's also frail as hell. So like
Yeah, and then Breloom's not surviving a earthquake, 2 earthquakes from Mamo. Really, is it?
If you invested, it could. But it just dives to the ice move, so who cares?
Yeah, so like,
But
well,
anyway,
if they choice ban Mamo and they're already into EQ,
yeah.
I still feel like EQ would destroy. And then you have
Yeah, and
ice.
then something. Sorry, go ahead.
Ice in general, I just felt would be a small problem for this team, but it's nowhere near like as bad as the fire.
That's fair. Yeah. Something I do really like is the priority on this team: Sucker, King, Mach, Breloom, Aquajet, Empoleon, Sucker, Megabsol. This team is fast and it has good priority. It will have a lot of speed control, and that will keep him in the driver's seat. I think this team is very good. A couple minor flaws, but even down to 10th, it's still very strong.
Axel said he believes that this is an offensive team.
Oh, I would agree with that.
I 100% agree. Defense is okay here, but like special defense, I feel like would be more of a problem for this team, honestly.
That's fair, yeah.
Solid team, yeah. That's pretty much about this.
Very solid, though, yeah.
Team.
Alright, so now number 9 is Zero.
Unlike his namesake, but yes, we do have last season's champion down all the way at number 9, which is interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
I guess I'll start. Honestly, not too many flaws with this one. Really, I don't think there are too many flaws with this one at all. Oh, right, rankings. I keep forgetting these. Trap had 0 at 6. Snowman had him at 9. I also had him at 9.
Yep.
My big nick on this team is no cleric, because if Urshifu gets burned or paralyzed, it's your biggest threat. It's gone. Useless. Unless you're like running rest talk, which I did once, but that's not relevant. Victini getting paralyzed is really bad. Golby getting burned is really bad. Arxel getting burned is really bad. Just, this team is very weak to status in general, and having a cleric would have been really appreciated.
I'm big dumb.
But generally, I really like this team overall.
I do like the team too. It's just I don't feel like it's better than some of the other teams that were chosen.
That's
yeah,
fair.
Zolt's really good too. Yeah.
Zolt is super nice here. The team supports the Hail Core very well.
Yep.
Right. Irving's team has a lot of really good breaking power, which is nice. And one of my favorite things about the team is it has a ton of knockoff, which is really nice to get rid of helmets for Shifu and Victini to click their moves.
It's really nice to get rid of items in general.
Yeah, but especially on this team, like
Yeah.
Reuniclus, Seismitoad, Kamala, all knocking off items to just enable Urshifu and Victini more is really great. Also knocking off boots for Skolopede's spike stacking to be effective. It's just, this team synergizes very well.
It really does.
Yeah, solid, bulky offense. The only reason I didn't put him above was just because I think the other teams are better, and this team has some holes and some matchups I don't like, but I like this team. Yeah, it's pretty solid.
I like it too.
I know it sounds like kind of like that's kind of.
It kind of sounds like we're saying the same words over and over again right now, but
yeah, it's like there's not much.
Because there are a lot of things.
they're all so similar. All right.
Well, but for this team especially, it's like it's good. Like,
Eighth
it's not
place.
better than the other ones, but it's good.
Yeah. 8th place is J-Mac.
Alright, so Trap, do you want to start on J-Mac?
Oh yeah, I put him at.
Let's get the rankings first.
Yeah.
Sorry.
put him at 11th. Snow at 6th, and you put them also at 6th. So in the middle, just I'm a little lower on the J-Max team than the other teams, but still not right team. But let me go over J-Max quickly. Okay, yeah. I don't know if this team's on the stream, but this team is defined by one thing and one thing only. It's that drafting round 1 Latias always made
Pick
this team in the back
3.
foot.
Pick 3 overall. Latias was not a good decision.
Yeah, that this team they just put it in the back foot, and I feel like even Latios would have been like just a much better choice. To be
Latios
honest.
isn't. I wouldn't take Latios 3rd pick, but it would be more justifiable.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. And well, where do we start? He has a decent offense. Like I'm using defense like loosely. He has his 110s. He has the 100. He has his 145 in a cell gore, obviously, which is a great low tier enabler. He has Zapdos, Galar, and PZ, which is a very strong breaking core. His defense is okay. Like Swamp, Register are good mons. And like Delmai is also a good mon, and Surpuff can wish pass. I'm not the best, but you're also good. And Muckalola's alright. But the thing is, it just feels the best way to describe this team before getting too into the nitty gritty. It's just very
underwhelming.
Same thing with the Zero team. It's a little underwhelming for me.
Yeah.
It's a lot more.
Yeah.
It's a lot more underwhelming than the last one for me. But
Yeah, my problem with this team is it has no top tier threats. Nothing that you look at it on paper and you're like, oh shit, how do I answer this?
Maybe
Zapdos
I think that's it.
I think the team as a whole synergizes. I think it's a good draft. I think it synergized very well. I think he did a good job building around what he had. It's just he had opportunities to take better stuff. He has no round 1 picks, and honestly, I don't know if it's no round 1 picks, and honestly, I don't know if it has any round 2 picks. If I'm gonna be blunt. Maybe Latias could be around 2. I don't think Zapdos Galar is ever around 2. Latias is maybe around 2, like late round 2.
Yeah.
He just doesn't have those top threats. Which
that's gonna screw him over. Yeah. You want stuff like that.
He just is lacking in overall power and versatility that those present. Still, like it's a solid team, and the team synergizes very well, and the mons support each other well. It's just he's hurting himself by not taking the good stuff when it's around.
Yeah, essentially.
For sure.
All right, let's get to number 7. The riskiest person in the league, Risky.
Yep.
This was relatively close in rankings. I put him at 5th, Snow at 8th, and Endless at 7th. So I ranked him the highest, but I'm gonna let you guys take this one because I just want to end it on a good note.
Sure. I really didn't have many things wrong with this team. Speed drop from 125 to 102 isn't great. But it's not a huge deal. There aren't that many mons in there that have used that. It's not that packed of a speed tier. And then the only real remover is Blastoise, because Swellow, as we have stated earlier, is never running defog. It's a Swellow.
Yeah.
And albeit Blastoise is a great spinner, but it also now it has Shell Smash it can do. It has other stuff it can do nowadays. It doesn't want to be spinning every game, but it's kind of forced into it. And he's kind of forced to bring Blastoise every week too, because it's his only form of removal.
Yeah.
However, outside of those flaws, this team is, I think, really strong.
Really, really good.
Yeah. I mean, I put it at 5th for a reason. I think it's very consistent, very strong. Pretty good, really good bulky offense threat, which it supports its offense well with its low tiers, with spin, with the momentum in Blastoise and Invika, with a shitload of hazards, good speed. Urshifu Rapid Strike, that 12th pick, just makes this team's from a defensive standpoint very hard to switch into. So yeah, very good.
Yeah, I think definitely the big positives. A lot of momentum to gain Spectre, Guard, and Garchomp, which is very much appreciated. Honestly, this is one of the teams that I think appreciates Webs the most out of everything we've seen. Because he has a lot of mons in that middling speed range, like the 190 area, and then the Webs let them outspeed the super fast stuff. And his team also supports Spectre super well. It has great ways to remove Darks and Normals. It definitely think this is one of the better ways to build around Spectre for sure.
Alright, so at number 6, with what I think is the weirdest looking, photo of all time, definitely will give me nightmares is Endless.
So, for context, I would have put myself ninth. I don't like my draft as much as the ones above it, but these guys put it a little higher. Trap put my draft. Actually, Trap put me at 9 as well.
I
But,
put you at
Snowman.
4.
Snowman put me all the way up at 4.
I disagree, Jacob, what you said about Ricky. That's cool though. But anyway, back at Endless. Just like, yeah, I just wanted to say that. Well, I mean, the Lakers just lost, so I'm a little more critical than usual. But I think this team is pretty alright. Like, it's in the alright. It's pretty good at what it tends to do. It's just a
I
little
think it's very
underwhelming
well
compared to other
balanced
teams.
with itself. I mean, like, I didn't find too many flaws when I was looking at it. I really think that my picks from like 4 to about probably 12 could have all been mix matched. I just decided to put Endless at 4th.
Yeah, I put him at 9th. Like, solid team. Could go either way. Rilla Zapdos is just nasty. That's something I might be interested in drafting in another league. But yeah, good speed.
Michael's right. Only remover is Zapdos.
Florges. I mean, Florges is Florges.
Florges is okay.
Another thing is well, you have priority. Like, you have good priority users.
Of course, it cuts
Rilla.
out while it's on my team. Cuts out while it's on my team.
Of course, it cuts out.
Having a 110 speed tier is always appreciated, but then again, like, you have Rillaboom, which does make things a little better. Your team, I mean, obviously, it has really good breaking power. It's just a solid bulky offense. I mean, again, the 110 is appreciated. Friends is a pretty good elite speed tier mon. The defense does its purpose well for the draft. Another defogger would be cool, but either way, good draft. Good draft, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I would have liked another hazard remover if possible. That would have been very much appreciated. Also, one thing I criticize in my own draft is I really think it should have had another knockoff mon to get off helmets for Rillaboom to perform better.
Fair enough.
To Hayes' comment about Milo, I actually think Milo fits very well on this team with Flip Turn to gain momentum, and then Grassy Surge to allow it to get double FDs or to heal off Flame Orb burn damage. I think personally Milo fits on this team very well, but that's just my opinion. But other than that, I agree with pretty much everything you guys said.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Pretty much it. I mean, the photo is going to give me nightmares, but I mean, very good team. Alright, for 5th place, we have Axelraid.
Oh, by the way, Jake, just saying, I'm pretty sure Pylo eats 2 EQs from now, but anyway, well, let's go on to Axelraid. So, for Axelraid, our rankings, Trap had him all the way up at 2nd, and both me and Snowman had Axelraid at 5th.
Oh, high tier draft for sure.
Very strong one.
I could
wait, did I?
What happened?
Oh wait, these are out of order on the slides.
Oh yeah.
Kron is we skipped over Kron, who's at 5th.
Oh, we did?
Oh yeah, my bad.
Oh, apparently, okay. I did. There we go.
So let's backtrack.
Let's backtrack to someone who is.
Place.
I don't know how I messed that up.
Let's just backtrack it a bit and we'll talk about Kron, who's in 5th place, and then we'll go back to Axelraid.
For sure.
Spoilers, guys.
For Kron, Trap had him at 4th, Snowman had him down at 7th, and I also had a Kron at 4th. So let's get right into it.
Want to take this one or not?
I guess since it was just my team, I'll start this one.
Yeah, sure, go for it, man.
So, big speed drop from 145 to 110. Not a lot of people will respect Minier's speed tier, especially because it's only 120 after it goes below 50%. And also, if it goes below 50%, probably shell smashed, and you don't care that it's 120 speed because it's outspeeding everything anyway. So, that's a big speed drop. Team is super physical. Like, Finny Rotom Heat is, I guess, Frostas, but Frostas runs physical more, and now he just doesn't have much special offensive prowess here. And Pangoro's the only real breaker, in my opinion. Everything else is like a pivot or a cleaner. Like, sure, Banded Zygarde kind of breaks. Banded Frostlass kind of breaks. Beedrill kind of breaks, not really. Pangoro is going to be super essential to this team to busting holes.
Yeah,
That's about my piece.
Yeah, the speed tier thing is a big one. Very, very well-rounded, fucking, very well supported. Zygarde, the top 4 is just nasty. I mean, Pangoro's a good breaker, which I mean that is appreciated when you have a Zygarde. I mean, it's not the best thing ever, but it's all right. Beedrill at the end to cap it off is very solid. You have good hazard setters. With I mean Minior. I mean, if you want to bring it for rocks and just rocks, I mean whatever. But I mean, still, you have good speed tiers. I mean, you didn't mention the 120 thing, but even so, it's like it's all right. What's it called again? The defense is solid, given the team, and it supports. It just goes. You know what I mean? Like one wrong turn, it's like oh damn, like Zygarde, you got Zygarde in free to either something Zygarde, it's getting a sub.
Yeah, I definitely think there's a lot of positive to this team.
There's a lot of upside in this team. This is one of those teams again where it's like, oh damn, like you got one turn wrong. It's like, well, I lost Mon.
Yeah.
I lost.
Tons of momentum, solid hazard control, 3 really good ways to remove arrows resists. Rotom Heat, Frostlass, and Beedrill all murder most arrows resists.
Yep.
And one of the things I really love, in D3 we saw as well, is double Wish Passer. I love this. Keeps Zygarde healthy, keeps Spinny healthy, keeps Rotom Heat healthy. All 3 of those get worn down super easily throughout the game, even with Pain Spray on Rotom Heat. But having double Wish Passer to get them back to full, especially on Zygarde, because Zygarde is both game, like you can start getting some kills with it, and then they force it out, and then you wish it back up, and it just wins the game later.
Yeah. I rated this team very highly. Very good team.
Very good team.
I agree. It was very good, yes. Alright, now we are actually on to Axelraid in 4th.
Look, everyone, act very, very surprised. Guys, everyone, number 4 is the most surprising one of all. It's Axelraid.
Who was at 2nd for Trap and 5th for Snowman and me. Trap, you want to start off on Axelraid?
Oh yeah, sure, totally. Well, I might have to take that back about the Chungus thing with the best Fairy Dragon Steel Core. They're different enough. However, wow, it is. He has a very strong top 4, and Vape on Venusaur is nasty.
That is a very tough defensive core to break.
Very.
Really has its speed tiers are on point. I mean, I'm gonna say that a lot. He supports Coco very well. The only thing you might have wanted to have is maybe not have Regirock or Tora. Regirock, Tora, Cat, and Primate, and then maybe get like or better yet, just get like a Terrain Abuser, like sometimes like Rain Setter or something for Coco. Either way, like,
yeah, like he probably could have swapped those 3 out for like a Alolan Raichu.
Yeah.
I don't think it's drafted. I can check.
By the way, that is insane. I would recommend it. But either way, like, those aren't bad mons in of themselves, and they're not that
yeah,
bad.
Yeah, Alolan Raichu is still available.
Sure.
I honestly like that my favorite mon's on this team. So, I mean, Mamoswine is amazing, guys.
Yeah, my only nick on this team is this team would have really appreciated a Spike Setter for Coco and Saru to abuse. Spikes would have been amazing here, but like that's literally the only nick I have. Other than that, it's great. Momentum is great to get in your breakers. Wheezing is a super super pickup here. I love Wheezing on this team to get those toxics up for your core, for your defensive core, and the offensive defense just there. It's just a very well built team from top to finish. Even if I don't love the bottom 3 picks.
Yeah. All right, we're ready to move on to number 3.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, pretty much.
You want to say?
Yeah.
Okay. So
that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Number 3, the winner of the bronze medal for D1 is Gay Skeletor.
Yeah. Trap, do you want to start off on this one?
Yep, totally. Well, with Gay Skeletor, I ranked him the lowest at 7th. Snowman ranked him at 3rd. And Endless ranked him at 2nd. So it's a a bit of a gap, but I guess I just start with a negative to end on a positive note. 'Cause, I mean, I think Gliscor got drafted fairly. I think it's a fair at 6. I think it was 14 is actually fair.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna judge on the draft order, but I think this team is kind of mid. Not mid, like not in a bad way. Mid, and this is still good, but like I'm looking at I mean, I'll compliment it first. Gliscor, Lop, Pharaoh, Necro, those are good mods. Weezing is a good support mod, and Ditto's Ditto, so that's a good budget pick. I love G Moltres. I fucking love G Moltres. The thing is with me, and it's the speed. I mean, not the 100, just it just limits your defense a lot. Albeit you do have the best revenge killers in the game with Lop Ditto combo. Raichu is solid. Drifblim is actually solid. I mean, for 2 points. Yeah, it's just mid, and I compared it to other teams, and I was like, wow, this just isn't as good. But if you want me to get into specifically what I don't like about it, it just feels kind of passive. My main thing, it's just too passive.
That's fair.
I mean,
quite a bit of it.
That is very fair.
But its defense can't sweep, and it can't I mean, I could stall, but I can't sweep you.
This is honestly, I mean, it is a semi-stall build. Looking at it, it's semi-stall, so
yeah,
play is a little bit passive. But I feel like Gliscor is one of those mons that punishes passivity super hard, so that helps.
Oh yeah, well definitely. I mean, it's not a bad team.
Yeah, my only nick on this team is lack of breaking power.
Yeah, because the thing is, when you're running fat, right? Let's say someone else decides to run fat on fat be fat. It's what are you gonna do versus that?
This team is going to have difficulty breaking opposing fat. Exactly. Its only real breaker is Moltres, I guess, maybe Necro, but Necro's not a real breaker. It's a sweeper. Lob is a cleaner.
I have ran Rest Talk to beat Blissey, so you could definitely do it. It's just it's always just nice to have a breaking option. If you had a breaker, would be a lot better, and 100 speed to be useful.
Yeah, if he had a breaker, I would genuinely think this might be the best team. But that's only what's going on. But it's a very Jake's saying chat very well. It's against opposing fat. The games are going to be very long, but it has many tools to beat other fat teams.
Oh yeah, definitely.
This is a very competent semi-stall build, and I've seen Gay Skeletor do very well with semi-stall in the past. So I think this is a big threat, and I think for the archetype he was going for, he did a great job.
Yeah, I just didn't like it as much as the other teams, but I still think it's a good team. So
that's fair. Okay, on to second place.
Guys. So, second place?
Pretty unanimous, yeah.
Pretty very unanimous is Tenkai.
Yeah, for Tenkai, it was third place for Trap, second place for Snowman, third place for me. So we all thought he was a top 3 draft. We were all big fans of it.
Very, very big.
I guess flaws, it has a speed drop from 103 to 80, so 100s and 95s can run boosting natures, which isn't ideal. But other than that, it's a near perfect draft.
It really is very near perfect.
I mean, yeah, that's my.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's how I picked
So good.
The reason why Tenkai second is because I think Dev's team is better. That's literally one of the main that's why. I mean, it wasn't really a decision I had to think about too much, but that is the discrepancy to be made. Very good team.
I think this team supports Zamazenta very well.
I think so too.
It's set up.
It has Boo and Umbreon to keep it healthy. It has Slowking to get it in with slow pivots. What else could you want? This is how you use Zamazenta well. And
also,
I say that it's a fair point.
Well, Nikki and Dragon so off.
It is a hard mon to build well, and he did a great job here. Carkol is a steal for 1 point. I will say that. And this defensive core is going to be a bitch to deal with. Slowking, Boo, Umbreon is Azama is really fat. Even defensive Dragonite fits really well here.
Yeah, definitely. Also, B, like the fact that like Rabombi and Niki are like not even on people's radars, like damn, like that's crazy. Also, Thundy is really, really useful
Yeah.
too. So yeah,
I think Golurk, Thundurus, and Nihilego are all actually very good picks here, specifically for breaking down Zama's checks.
Mhm.
All three
Pretty
of them
much.
hit super hard the things that switch into Zama. I fully expect this team to do very well,
Very,
and that
very
is
well.
not something I ever thought I would say about a team with Zamas into Crowned on it. So good job, Tenkai.
or with Tapu Bulu. That's a big one for me.
I'm not that low on top of Boo right now. I think it's decent now in the current meta.
All right, everyone at least act surprised.
You don't have to act surprised. We all knew this
Yeah,
was
no.
happening. Don't act surprised. We all knew this was coming.
Just look at the name, dude. Mew,
The
Mega
most
Aerosphere, dude. It's like Jesus, like-
the most surprising, totally pick. Kiev is number 1. He has.
Yeah,
Yes, very, very obviously. I guess I'll start with my one criticism of the team. And it's a very small one. I feel like he could have done a little better breaking wise, but even then he's a Neoqueen and a Scavalier, so like it's not that much of a criticism. He can like spec his Hydra and do fine with it. Like
Also-
it's a very small nitpick about maybe wanting a little bit more breaking power. But other than that, this draft is literally perfect.
This
Also,
draft's
yeah,
so
It has everything you
good.
could ever want. It has everything else you could want. It serialized well across the board.
You got PP.
This man is the best coach in the league, no contest skill wise. I don't have much else to say here. This team is just amazing.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah, and Porygon too. Porygon for a
Porygon for 1 point. I should have
It should,
drafted
it should
that.
probably Porygon should probably be 2, yeah.
It
Yeah,
probably
like,
should
it's
at
actually a good
least
one.
be 2.
It should probably be 2, yeah.
Yeah, the build potential, because this is a balanced team done right, because like the build potential of this, it's like he can PP stall you 1 week and then like just hard bomb rush you the next week.
Yep.
It's just wow, I can't really see that many flaws. I mean, sure, there's gonna be some bad matchups. No team has a perfect bad matchup, but this is just a very good team.
It's
Clearly
This
the
team
best
is
one.
going.
It's the best team in the
Regardless of
league.
regardless of the pilot, this will be tough to beat. With the
Yeah.
pilot, this is going to be near impossible. Well, I'm excited to see who can take down the Giants, if anyone can this season. I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna have another undefeated run, but we're all gonna give it our best and see if we can stop him.
I am excited to
Axes
watch
are
y'all's
back.
battles, honestly.
X is also a factor, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't think anyone's
That's-
shocked. Also, this
Yeah.
unanimously got our
First
best
place.
draft across the division.
This is, yeah.
This is unanimous.
So I guess with that's close combat done. So I
That's
think
the
we're just
end.
gonna wrap up here. At least me
Sure.
and Trap. Snowman, if you could DM me a link to your YouTube channel so I can post the announcements for people to keep an eye on for when you
Yep.
post this for later.
Yeah, well, I'll probably be uploading at least one of them tonight. I'll probably upload Close Combat first, honestly.